The sooner I deal with this, the sooner they will have paradise. I wipe out Mount Attila's peak. Even with the hot tropical air, the summit feels oddly cold, like far south of my home in Mount Golanga. It doesn't take me long to spot the other deity. It is saggy with a white coat like bones. Ogre adorns its marsupial mole-like face, devoid of eyes and bearing sharp teeth and claws. It smells grotesquely, bloody entrails and bowels spewing out of its mouth, falling on frozen ground. How brazen you seem, hoping to kill me. You threaten the hard work of my lovers in putting into rebuilding what your kind has destroyed. I guess uh, I guess it could warn you to stay put, but where's the fun in that? Nia laughs hideously, like the sound of an avalanche crossing bones. I have a warning for you, so you might want to calm down. You may be a god, so let go of your childish temper. A warning? Is that why you drew attention to yourself? No, I do intend to leave the mountain. No sooner do I hear that than I use the blunt end of my boomerang to crack his arm and leg bones. Enya winces in pain and loses his demeanor. He shivers in fear, and in spite of the lack of eyes, I can feel an odd sense of betrayal from him, which makes me feel sorry for the ice abomination. The warning, Marmy is coming. Far from the desert, in the coastal swamps, Benna treads the waters. Come out. I don't have time for your bullshit. A voice laughs, mirthfully yet bearing a cruelty that would drive lesser beings mad. Fear waters their minds. Tabina, old and powerful as she was, is annoying more than anything, and yet you're here. Face it, you're curious. You need to know my schemes, see them unfold. Benna sighs. It is true all God's witnesses to the drama's internal are fated to play the observer at some point. Benna should know better, had she not averted catastrophe, but in the end her actions were an aberration. She must, she must prefer to simply watch if it's unravel. My, so quiet. Have you used all your wit? I won't ask again. Show yourself, or Byman will know you're here. He isn't as bright as the sun, but his light will still leave nasty scars on your pretty face. Who knows, maybe then you won't look like wombat shit piled into a person. 5 years pass, it's still hard to get used to the cycles of day and night. I yawn and do my morning routine. It's winter, so the outback is so far away from the coast isn't as unpleasant as I thought it would be. Still, I much prefer my home in the southern coastline. I hear footsteps and I recline sexily. What are you two up to? Building new houses. I will crack a sex joke, but it's honestly pretty satisfying. We're finally healing from all this. Pearl beams with pride. My portrait was still sore on people, but it was growing. Monsters still roam the land, but they're scattered without the sun woman to direct them, and with farming resuming the effects of drought are lessened with each passing season. It feels a bit too good to be true, but I don't care. We deserve this. I decide to stretch my legs and admire the scenery. Under daylight, my power is weakened, but just as the moon can still be seen at day, so I am still a god. Every night, I return to the sky, but these short winter days are perfect to visit those I love. And it seems my lovers agree. Wayu instigates it, embracing me from behind and nibbling at my neck. I whimper and I find a nearby wattle tree to lean on. We were sitting down and watching the horizon. From here I can see Mount Attila towering over the plains. My lovers can't, for it is too far away for mortal eyes, but the nearby view is impressive just the same. But I can't help but fixating on it. An evil spirit of ice and winter, Nenya, dwells there, and although And although Mount Attila's site is much warmer than Montparnasse this time of the year, the nights are just as cold, or just cold enough for it to go out. I hate that thing already. I want to break that mountain god's kneecaps in. You okay, Kudabon? Yeah, love, you seem a bit stressed, and given how good I am, I feel a bit insulted. I kick him playfully before leaning on him and dragging Wenyu to me. It feels so nice to have two people you love hugging you like this, so I feel like I'm just supporting my beloved Wenyu and Parole by not being confident enough. Mount Attila, Nenya needs to be taught a lesson. Parole nodded. It is winter. The Sun Woman can no longer intimidate it into compliance. Our nations are rebuilding. We can't let that thing ruin this, after all we've done. Parole's combative as always, but I could feel a sliver of pain in his voice. Our battle with the Sun Woman took eternities, took a toll on our minds we just barely processed. We need to heal, but it seems like our break is over. Well, mine is. Stay here, I'll kill that fucker. Kurodong, we promised we'd be by each other's sides. I nuzzle him, give him a sense of security. Then I fly away. I can hear them shouting after me, which only adds to my guilt. The voice laughs, but it is a sore loser's laughter. Insects begin to crawl along the mangrove roots, falling down to the water around Benna. Ah, how do I miss your temper tantrums? Just reveal yourself. You are beyond embarrassing. Darkness develops the swamp as if the blackness of nights erupt immediately from the sky. Not even the faint glimmers of stars remain. This is the most empty part of the spirit world pouring into the swamp. Rot and decay fill the air, and insects and other crawlers growing bolder and devouring all life around Benna. Bird nest empty of egg and chick. Fish, blood drained by parasitic isopods. Wild wallabies and possums reduce to skeletons as maggots erupt from within. Locusts gnawing to the very foundations of trees. Even spiders, normally keeping these creatures in check, deliver powerful venom to all who are his creations. Their maker, the most hateful of the gods, steps out of the saddles into the now oily waters. It is so detestable to walk into this world that still has been mine. And here we go, all contributing to the grace of all things. As amusing as it would be to listen to your childish tantrums, don't waste my time. I won't. Sit and watch. Copper serpent one. You'll be quite entertained. After warning the tribes along the land, I finally returned to my birth home. My sister and Dora are the first to greet me, hugging me tight. It's been a while, Moonhead. I almost thought you'd forgotten about your people. So you're blind now, since apparently you can't see me in the sky. Goodity hits my shoulder playfully, and I consider responding in kind. When the elder returns. Kubadang, it's been so long, my child. Moraga is as grandfatherly as ever, hugging me tightly. But my feelings are only more bitter after spending so much time with my fallen friend. They hold no resentment towards their father. They shrug this whole ordeal with their typical bravado, but I'm not so quick to forgive. And I say nothing, hoping the silence will turn this awkward. My pettiness works perhaps a bit too well, since even Goodity and Dora are uncomfortable. So yes, we miss you a lot, me more so than anyone else. I take my cue to hold him tightly, nuzzling into his neck, earning him a modest moan. Ah, young love, how come you don't hold me like that anymore? Because you don't ask, you silly gum eater. They hug and cuddle like they were young men, but to me their age matters more than it should. I notice all the wrinkles, all the flaws, like the skin of a maggot rotting under the sun curves for light. I feel myself profoundly disgusted, like ants are biting at my heels and digging under my belly and chest, urging me to throw up. I feel myself grimace, my fist tightens. Ah, you two look so lovely together. Thank you, dear Dura. And it is lovely. We spent so much worrying for each other's lives that we forgot how to live. More like you forgot how to die, you disgusting murderous excuses for elders. Why am I being like this? Night falls soon. We gather at the fireplace, cozy under the stars for the first time in years. Dora leans on to me, and we enjoy a quiet moment, resting each other's necks. I feel calm, but my nagging answer threatens to boil every so often. Do you feel alright, my love? You've been very stressed. Are your godly duties tiring? I chuckle as softly as possible. No, it's just I'm feeling weird for some reason. I'm sure it will pass. Come on, Kubodong. If you're not feeling well, we should always check in. You're free to fill me up if you want. In a mood more typical of Goodity, he punches me in the shoulder. Grunted softly as the cute platypus with flippers for hands as he is. But it's still more adventurous than usual for him, so I can't help but feel proud. Pervert. He wouldn't have it any other way. No, I wouldn't. We retreat to my gunya, newly built after my long absence. Dua undresses himself, and we play lightly. We masturbate each other, my paw around his election and his flipper on mine. He noses against me, molding my name, breathing deep and fast breaths. I miss you so much. He seems interested, but he's clearly tired out, so he settles for laying his head on my chest. You know, your heartbeat feels nice on the beak, like the lightning of fist movements. Thanks, I guess. I also miss Wenju. It's weird to not have him here looking out for me. He'll be back soon. In the meantime, you might have noticed other guys aren't giving you as much trouble as before. You have something to do with that? Well, most of the time they're simply happy things are back to normal, but occasionally that quarrel gets ideas, so I make him trip on his own saddles. You're wonderful in the most mean way possible, and you wouldn't have it any other way. Well, you could be less arrogant and aggressive, but otherwise, yeah, you're perfect. I'm not sure I believe that myself, but I'm busy. Busy sticking out my tongue playfully at him. Busy opposing my face, threatening to lick him. Ew, stop. He pushes me away firmly, swatting me away like he'd swat no one else. Again, I'm proud of his progress. I'll sleep with you, but first I need to oversee the coast. Alright. Dora looks positively deflated, and I feel like my heart is being pierced out with blood. Like I said, we'll be together tonight. Just have to do this quick, okay? He nods, hugging me briefly but tightly. While not as strong as Wenyu, he does have a true swimmer's strength, and I feel his hug even as I descend. The coast is lovely today. Bioluminescent critters filling the waters with blue light. It almost reminds of the spirit world's oceans. I'm sure both exist in a continuum somewhere. Though it is located in the sky, it is connected to the mortal worlds in many complex ways. Like layers of water separate yet mixing here and there. The tide is low, the waves are whispers. Far ahead, the Yak continue their duty, turning into many forms from the foam of waves to large dugongs. I can see the fins of orcas, and I'm tempted to go pet them, but I promise this will be quick. I promise you can't keep. I feel something crawling up in my spine, inside out. It reminds me of the sensation I had earlier, except far more intense, as if actual insects are crawling along my bones. Wing beats and screeches fill the air, and pestilence surrounds me everywhere. The air is thick with the scent of rock than actual wing beats. Beetles and locusts land on my face, biting at my eyelids. Swatting them away is easy, but I realize in horror that something is moving inside me, eating at my esophagus. I vomit violently, blood almost eclipsed by hundreds, and not millions of maggots and tapeworms. I'm shaking, but in horror and because things inside my body are biting at my every joint. Such as the saddles, and though their answer I can feel them far more hateful tonight, only under my control because I'm pissed off enough to meet their standards. I lacerate myself with my boomerang, allowing water and darkness to cleanse my flesh. The wounds will take a while to close themselves, but the flow and clotting are enough to keep the crawlers from getting in. Now that they stop trying, swarming around me, making the night darker than any absence of light. I need to get away from this, but the swarm would follow me to the village. And that's why you're so fun to play with. You're someone you forgot to mention to your beloved tribe, who will no doubt be unprepared for my lovelies to penetrate their flesh. I killed your rival. I can kill you as well. The sun rises and sets, but evil will exist long after I win and destroy what should be my creation. If this is what you create, I can see why the other gods think you're a sick artist. This seems to generally piss him off when the swarm doubles down at trying to get in from the outside and trying to manifest on the inside. But I hurl water at them, straightening their forms into nothingness. City creations too. You're really pathetic, you know that? But suddenly I'm left without breath. The saddles until then under my command wrestle away from my will, and their touch becomes draining. Air seems to leave my lungs, my muscles lose strength. I have to will myself alive, and it's becoming increasingly harder. Your smugness is adorable, like the petty tantrums of a child. It's why you'll make a very fine toy. He leans down, stroking my cheek gently, but somehow still draws blood. As a creature settles, you will serve me well, but for now, I say we play a more personal game. His antenna touched my face, the quiver of him taking in my scent. Though dull, his eyes convey the same sort of ecstatic lust, and my efforts to remain alive redouble. Fear does that. Kill everyone you love, or else I'll kill them anyways. Yeah. This is the right choice here. But I was gonna pick this instead. This just so you can see what happens. But accepting his request is the right choice here. Very well. The night ends where the shadow remains cast. So the game ends there. So by picking this choice here, the game continues. What else can I do? I can't beat him. Killing the sun has given me illusions of strength. I'm pathetic, so very, very fucking pathetic. Your shit is exquisite, my pawn. But I still learn to enjoy foreplay. Kill them, now. The skies are alight with the southern lights. They are a sign of disaster to the spirit world's equivalent of a wildfire. Souls flee from the flames much as they did from the sun woman. All but one. Stay strong, could have bung. Stay strong, I'll fist that motherfucker. I return to my gunya, silent as the saddles. He was asleep, snoring peacefully. I guess I took too long. A very petty part of me is mad at him, but mostly I'm despairing. It's either my boy or mama's children will devour my lover. Or worse. So much worse. Stalling. All the better. But I go aboard. Going with it. My hold on my weapon threatens to break it, seeing him laying innocently. I can't do it, I honestly can't, and so I hear the swarm approaching. I feel them crawling over my paws, under my skin and out of the corner of my eyes like the most painful tears. My love for him could have given him a peaceful end, but instead he's going to be eaten alive. Quick, Kupadong, inside. What? Just then, Dua's boomerang hit Marmu, the impact and ogre like burning the evil god's skin. Dua's boomerang corrals Marmu away, hitting him multiple times. A battle cry heralds the arrival of my sister, who further bashes her axe on the evil god. Stunned, I wonder how they could be so well prepared. Then I noticed a small flicker of light amidst the stars still visible in the southern lights. A wink and I couldn't help but cry. They probably told my loved ones what was going on while they dreamt. Of all the confusing time warping qualities of the spirit world, this one is the most heartwarming. And then the one most blood quickening. My mind, the guy who wanted to make me his tools getting pounded by the creations he hates so much. Now for round two. I punched his disgusting insect face with the hilt of my boomerang, creating a sickening sound of a breaking exoskeleton. Then I spliced his limbs, none clearly torn off but bleeding profusely, maggots and tapeworms forming a viscous liquid from his wounds. The others keep hitting him, breaking limbs and burning skin with their own ochre body paint through the hole twice towards in. What a pathetic god. Even the sun put more of a fight than you disgusting little maggot. Enough. Insects can't swarm the air with so many pulverizing them with their weapons, but the saddles and spell life beneath from our bodies makes us fall to the ground. But now, when invigorated by love and taking advantage of Marmu's weakness, the saddles bend to my will, and it is he who starts to have his life drained to strengthen the tribe's bodies. He calls black oil that passes for his blood dripping from his eyes and mouth. Evil is eternal. I want your hearts. I want your precious little bonds. You will all die alone, suffering for all eternity, pitiful creations. He advances into the saddles like a straying thought guarded in the mind. It is clear that our victory was but temporary. You think? Not now. The grown-ups are talking. You said yourself he almost made you his slave and made you kill your lovers and sister. That asshole says that in the most sincere, gentle voice I can think of, so I like him. It makes me furious, but I don't want to start a scene. Right now I just check on Dura, holding him tight in my arms. He smiles sweetly, but I can't tell he's sad. But I can tell he's sad. Considering what I almost did to him is a rather forgiving response, what I do not deserve. I nose against him, trying to comfort him. We need to call Benna. Why that cranky old bitch? All the gods can help us now. The night connects us to the spirit world. It is true, and Geronimo listens to our praise vividly. We are his, and he is ours. Elu came in raving the bullroar, a sound I have only solemnly heard from that ceremony that changed my life. Our great Geronimo, husband of stars, hero of man, one-legged one, of the skies and forests, bravest of the gods who war and hunt. We beg of you to use your tricks to defile Marmu and save your people. It is of no use. Of course you sew up. Miss you too, Looney, but we have urgent matters. I don't understand. Why can't Geronimo help us? He is helping, stretched thin, hunting that thing in his saddles, but he can be corrupted by Marmu, so I pray to myself that you don't find him in such a state. And what about you? I saw your conversation with that monster. You just want to watch? Ben sighs, but stands proud. Yes, this time I will only watch. The Sun Woman threatened all humanity, but I want to see where Marmu's schemes lead. You don't care about all these lives that will be lost? How can you just sit and watch where you helped us before? My dear, because I do as I will, and I want to see this through. Fuck you. Mary doesn't respond. She simply sits down, playing with her staff. We must go to Mapatre. Poirot and his warriors will be more than enough to get the set out of Marmou. I opened a portal as if the lunar disc was right before us. There were agility, and a few UN warriors all walk in by closing before Bennett can cross. Once this is over, I'll personally whip her self-righteous head from her shoulders. This won't stand. It's bad enough that fuck is ruining our rest, but we won't live after what he's done. He loves me tighter, and I sigh. He said it. We should be resting, but I guess this world isn't done screwing us over. Are you sure we should mount an ambush here? He could be anywhere. True, but I feel that he's not done playing games with us. He'll come after me, and the Warranty has just enough warriors in Kadaitcha put up a fight. To tell his ass a new one, you mean? I hope so. He needs to die, if possibly painfully. Renju looks at me sadly. I wish I could be better for him, but I'm not in the mood. Besides, the last time there was an attempt at mercy, I almost lost Bangala. We gather in the war Roja. Poirot and the Warranty elders and warriors sit alongside UN warriors and a few others from other nations deciding our war strategy. So he seems to not have gathered any armies yet. I doubt he will. He favors his actions. He favors his own creations, so he won't make use of anything that other gods have made. Still, we cannot be idle. True, which is the same. I must rather kill monsters than have a tape warrants crawl out of my ass. How do we even fight against a plague like that? Leave that to me in the Kadaitcha. I was overwhelmed by his attacks, but with help, I can make sure he doesn't infect anyone. Then we should work to conceal our medicine men. The warriors can be a distraction. Me and Kumadan will personally tear Marmou's head off and rid this world of his evil. Your hatred is your greatest strength as warrior and Kadaitcha, but Marmou is the master of hatred. We have to keep the moon god safe. A thought occurs to me. I found since it's from that traitor's mouth. Marmou can corrupt other gods, can he not? The other side. Yes, hopefully he'll be too prideful to do that. But if he does, we are fucked. We wait. Winter chill and shorter days add to my uneasiness. The cold southern winds grazing against my skin. There are places where I, Renju, and Poirot rest. Their warmth is like the smallest ember before a sea storm. Dora, please sit down. You're going to burst your feet if you keep going like that. I can't. He's going to strike at any moment. How do you expect me to just sit down? Well, I tried. Dora, it hurts me to see you like this, just lay next to us. Seeing his softer side would normally be sweeter than honey, but I feel numb. Dora joins us, nuzzling against me and Poirot. Poirot pets him gently, rubbing his paw on his neck. Renju joins in, nuzzling against my neck. We three say nothing for a while, just enjoying each other's company. Eventually I start to doze off. Renju notices this and positions himself so I can rest on Poirot's pecs, while he embraces me from the back. He whispers something, but I can't quite make out, tired of everything as I am. The night begins, but the shadow remains cast. I wake up in a wetland of some sort. My feet are frozen with a sea cold, so I sprint wishing. But wherever I go, I can't find warmer, drier ground. The further I go, the further I find hills and valleys, the slopes still covered with still, freezing water. While I feel as earthbound as when I was a mortal, I somehow don't trip over or fall. It seems as though I wade while remaining in the air, my head well above the weeds. Of all the places I've been to in dreams I've had, this is the one that I find hardest to wrap my hair around. The cold spreading into my head doesn't help either. I wander about, the slopes become steeper and blurrier. Water at least now behaves more normally, staying within layered pools along the canyons. Still, I hate this place. Why am I here? Why are we all here? Figures. Still, she looks and feels odd. Darkness clings to her. I feel I could control her like a dog, but I will strike myself. I want an explanation. Nothing ever ends. Not the sun, not evil, not you. Shadows and entropy, void barking, a desperate voice. Reminiscing the future. The fuck? Even about her standards is just weird. It's as though she's not here, as though I'm seeing her corpse. Better? Its head tilts grotesquely, mold spilling across her torso. Her scars flow with blood, but it doesn't fall. It hangs immobile like the waters before. Akira's name, Akira's lie. One girl sends regards. Alright, asshole, explain yourself or die. A rumbling sound like that of the Sun Woman's lackeys threatens to break my bones, but I won't have it. Even here, water and saddle yield to me. We're done. I tear it to shreds, and it reforms into a familiar but grotesque sight. For her sake, whatever, die as many times as you need. But I won't end. At last, a bird-like sound that has a strange raspiness to it. It's just something made by hands. I consider leaving. This is something where the spirit world touches the mortal one, but I think I can get knowledge from this thing. You don't belong to Marble, do you? Nothing but insects belong to him, but he can twist as he wants. I corrupted God, but not Bennett. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but some part of me hopes that she's alright or whatever fucking reason. I'm sorry this happened to you. It doesn't respond. Are you warning me of Marvel's schemes? Evil schemes always, but it cannot think. I tried to stifle and chuckle. This poor thing isn't thinking straight, but calling Marvel stupid is amusing. Thank you. Go in peace. It leaves. I stay still for a moment longer. The worst case scenario will happen apparently. How will you face the gods? The many monsters almost wiped out humanity, but we can't possibly win against the twisted forms of those we revere. If only Bennett didn't decide to let everything go to shit, she knows the answer. I'm not allowed to gather my thoughts for long. A Dinago wanders towards me, seemingly waiting sky high as I am. It is no threat, but watching it walks towards me still makes my head hurt. Casually, I look between its legs and... oh. I recoil in disgust. I want its blood to burst from its body, rendering its flesh to red mud instantly. I kick myself with its blood, its power, its life, sorely needed if I am to win this war. I wake up full of energy. William cuddles me, nosing gently against my forehead. Where is everybody? Pearl went to practice his rituals. Dora went to have a swim. I could use one myself, so we figured taking turns while waiting for you to wake up. Nonsense, go take a bath, you need one. You playfully smashed my ass. You called me smelly? Yes. Well, you want to talk. Surely you know that your balls sting, getting stuck inside pouch all day. Surely you know water does my well, and so I can get washed without you even noticing. Well, you're not doing a good job. Come on, let's have a bath. We make our way to a billabong amidst the desert cliffs. A portrait may be arid, but they want to keep good track of water reservoirs and maintain them. Not as intricate as the artificial lakes of Blizzard Brim, but it has its own beauty. The water is clear, and there are a few small fish darting by. We make our way to a billabong amidst the desert cliffs. My portrait may be arid, but I want to keep good track of water reservoirs and maintain them. Not as intricate as the artificial lakes of Blizzard Bend, but it has its own beauty. The water is clear, and there are a few small fish darting about. Dora is swimming ahead, seemingly chasing after them before he notices us. "Oh, you're awake." Before I can say a witty remark, he hugs me. Can't say I like cold water in the middle of winter, but I feel warm nonetheless. And the moment's gone. "Nice, bro. Come to the water, Kudabong. It's wonderful." "I'll pass, thank you very much." "Oh, you're no fun. Yet you still beg for me." "What is that for?" "Stinky, take a bath." "No." "Not you too." "Sorry, but he's my brother. Henry has to stick for family." And they keep on splashing me. Assholes. "Oh, come on, don't leave. We were just..." A law's wave and goes from both. Cheater. I walk around the village for a while, seeing if I can make myself useful. I come across a wheelchair where a group of people are gathered with quillamons full of Wengati caterpillars. They are grinding them together with a pestle and mortar, making moth meat cakes. I enjoy them sitting down beside a possum woman. I quite enjoy Utner Wengati cakes a lot sweeter than the Bogong moths down south. After they are done, we place them in an earth oven, allowing them to bake. I'm one of the first to take the effort of our hard labor, though regrettably, I only take one bite of my cake. The rest I take is a gift. Figure you'll be done by now. Miss you and the boys. He hugs me tightly. I want to retort, but I feel he's probably not in the mood for my well-renowned wit. "Something on your mind, love?" I stroke his face gently, and he leans into my hand. "Every second could be the last I see you. I've lost 2 months already." "And you've regained it. My portrait is thriving. Your tribe is the home for the fiercest warriors that will follow Maru. Besides, you know that my tribe was once attacked by Papa Shirari. I stifle knowing where this will lead. Do you lose someone important? Meaning my brothers, my father, my son." "I'm so sorry." He hugs me tighter, burying his head on my shoulder. I feel a few tears and I nuzzle against him. I saw him walk right before me. One of those one-eyed fuckers let his wounds and got inside him, making him decay until he was ass and bones. And it was slow, so slow. I couldn't even comfort him as he fell apart crying for me. "Dramalam," Dora told me, "that almost happened to you. I don't know if I can handle it this time." "It won't happen, my love, already." A sharp pain shoots through my spine. No sooner than I yell that Perot respects me, and he notices that a locust is crawling its way out of my back. I grab it and I smash it against the ground, using its liquefied body to paint a moon crescent. This was a warning from him, but I got it out. It won't happen again, I promise. He's getting impatient, though. We should be ready. "I already am, my love." Clouds gather in Eliru, where once the sun woman's light shone on horrific torments. It is now where Maru plots. Her light still stains this place. No matter. She is dead, while you are not. Halt. His troops do so. They have spread the words and ready their weapons. I will scout. But before he finishes, half of them are crossed at once. Mangala searches about frantically, and he finds the answer. The sky is falling, the hands of Baiame stained with the blood of his worshippers. "I'm done playing games. Hand over my beloved or die. He laughs, that sound like worms digging between the spaces of my bones. Even after all this time, you make empty threats. Breaking you will never cease to be old. And again, your arrogant little ass thinks he can stand against me, and again he is rotted from the inside out. Pray tell, what would you prefer? Me to straight up kill your pathetic sex toys or have the gods do it? I don't respond, at least not with words. What was once desert now floods. One can swim above what was once dry land, grabbing the limbs of Mormu, and drag him down. He struggles, but he has no plagues to call upon. Not here, where water and darkness are like wool. Where I rule, I'm oppressed. You drowned your people just to get me. You think you've won by all the death, all the destruction. Die, motherfucker. The utterly baffled god of evil has no response. Devin Perot is filling his face with punch after punch. Can you hold him here? No problem, Perot. When you are doing the punching, I will try to restrict his movements with my boomerang. Hurry, we need to free Duramalum. I nod and I surface. I'm back home, so far away. Well, is it home? To achieve my trick, I broke down the barriers of the spirit world and the mortal realm, flooding yet not flooding, allowing my people to breathe on only half real water. Out of the doors of recursive reality. But it doesn't matter. I can feel him here. This is what I did in the Karango. This is what I did in the spirit world. The world darkens, but still starlight remains. I like to think my God is not too far gone, but there he is, wielding a boomerang like my own, blood dripping from it. He is still beautiful, still adorned with emu feathers, but his eyes are black with a red, white epicenter, a tiny light on the verge of being extinguished. You hold yourself back, beloved Durabalum. Hold still a little long. He lunges at me. I fight if I tap, but he is gaining on me. Eventually, his boomerang hits my leg. I heal it before it is snapped off completely, but still I falter. And I am at his mercy. Now Kubadao. I can't fucking believe it. She's helping us. I indeed waste no more time. As I learn from Durabalum no less, the light too is within the moon's grasp. The saddles now feed a flare so bright it melts my eyes and forces Bennett to look away. Durabalum is disoriented, but as he comes to his senses, it is truly him again. What's that? I'm sorry, but there's no time. We need to defeat Marvel now. He shakes his head. If we could, we would have done so. We can only hope to fight him forever, like with the Sun Woman. I'm willing to help you. Of course, it comes down to this again. I knew this was the only logical outcome, but even as time means nothing in the spirit world, I wonder if I can keep doing this through all my problems. I already stole one lifetime away from the people I love, and now I have to do it again. Do any of you know where Bagla is? Mymi holds him prisoner. I can free him. Yes, do that. It's the least you can do after being such a cunt. She hugs indignantly, but there's a look of sadness in her eyes. Whatever, we can talk this later. Or whatever, I guess. We follow down into the sky, the most common barrier between the two worlds. Mymi's presence suffuses the air, not surprisingly, as we are in his domain. I search among the clouds for some hint of Bagala. This seems to provoke the sky god, who throws blasts of air in my direction. Any moment now, Benna. True to her words, she steps in front of me, blocking the wind. Flames of all colors fill the air, purging the evil within by me. But it isn't enough, so I add my own shadows and turn them to light. Did it work? I guess the wind answers my question. My bungalow is now free and flies in front of me. Greatest endurance of the gods, please stay your hand. I know you're in there somewhere. Even Marmu eats at your mind. You saved as many of your warriors as you killed. My own life in debt to the parts of you that keep fighting. Fight. Fight against the corruption, just as you steady your hand onto the battlefield. It is useless. Your efforts were amusing, but now, strike now while I hold him. I take a deep breath. I really want to torture the crap out of him. Make him feel every injury, every dread, every depravity he has caused since the dawn of time. But I know I won't have another chance like this. And I love Bangala, Perel, Wenyu, Dura, Goodity, and indeed even the elders I will never forgive. They need to live. My lust for revenge fizzles like incense flames replaced by a grim glare. Then I burn him with moonlight, severing him from the spirit world. His essence fades across the dreaming. The wildfires are his southern lights slowly dissipating. We might return one day, reformed from all evil in humanity's heart. But for now, I'm alone in the saddles by the bay. I wake up as I did, gods know how long ago. I'm not alone this time. Bangala snores to my right, Dora to my left. It was a fairly uneventful night, all of us too tired to do much celebrating. But cuddling both of them, now that's the hero's reward. I knows our son, Tini, is not in the Gunya. Maybe he's already waiting at the Karango site. Familiar footsteps awaken me from my already fading sleep, and another beloved face comes by. Still lazy as ever. Fuck off, I'm allowed to rest. No, you're not. You're going to stand as witness to the Karango, remember? I won't have my nephew with one of his fathers absent. Understood? Loud and clear, bitch. Shit. The perks of being a god do not make up for the duties. As Dracula will its power to splash my face, then I do my usual dental routine with herbs. I guess I don't need to go through all this trouble, but I am still of my people of the Yuan. Dwaram remains our patron god, for I cannot be bound to nations. But the moon shall forever be honored here, and the Karango rites and stories will see me as an important figure for the rest of time. This is my home, and I bless it every night. Monsters do not dare come here with the blessings of two gods. Mornings, my cuties. Morning, my love. Morning, Stinky. They both hold me, and I nuzzle into their embrace. Teeny already left. Perel Wenyu took him. That makes sense. Perel, having once been a father already, was the one most eager to get Teeny's initiation going. We all do love our kid, but he's certainly the most experienced of us there. My mother will stand before him. My mother will stand behind him. Good, that is one favor I don't need Goodity to hold over me. I help clean them up, washing their faces and bodies, sprinkling them with a mixture of wattle and gum flowers and leaves. Neither of them have teeth, so cleaning their mouths is fairly simple. As we're all ready, we join Goodity. Dearest brother, follow the example of your boyfriends. They clearly clean up better than you. Well, he did help us. Pity he didn't help himself. Still sticky. Tell me about it. Traitor. More like honest lover, love. I roll my eyes. We follow the exact same path as the one that started my story. And I can't help but tear up a little. You okay, Cooper? Yeah, I'm fine. This is how it all started so long ago. And seeing our son finally become a man. Dora nodded wistfully. It's an honor to be invited to such a ceremony. Well, you're my family now, and thus you're allowed to witness. Just don't go spread what you see around here, right? May my breath hold forever if I do. I nose against him. His honor is so cute. It's much as I remembered, only my place now is different. I rise to the top of the mountains, joining the other sky gods and overseeing the ceremony. Bangala, Dura, Wenyu, and Perel all join the older men to guide and instruct the youths. In my delight, there are so many boys this time, ready to take their first step into manhood. My son Tini is among them. We found him whilst ashore, much like when you found Dura, We took him in. This little devil, the light of our eyes, the light of our lives, and no matter how he performs, I'm proud of him. The fire roars. Then the bull roarer, coaxing beloved Romulon to appear, he smiles at me, beaming in pride for what I have become. The ceremony continues, my lovers dancing and shouting to mark the different stages, encouraging the boys in the trials ahead. I'm so proud of them, too, not just my son. The young are put on their hoes, and Moraga takes their teeth. My lovers shout and encourage, distracted away from the pain that I once felt. It was prompts me to rub my own jaw. Teddy cries a little, but he takes it pretty well, winking at us. Burrell is, of course, unimpressed. He probably thinks this is a scratch compared to warranty rights. Still, he can't help but cheer for our boy. He swallows his pride and keeps encouraging, and that's why I love that assholeless but well-meaning kangaroo. At last we celebrate. Back then I got so drunk on gum cider, and many young men still do. And I do take a Kulama with me, but I laugh at it only every once in a while. I'm high on something else. Something that drives me to be the best version of myself. Something that can only come if you nurture others. Something that can only happen with honesty and consideration. Something that ends up in the best goddamn sex there is. And something that inspires going forward. Love. I love them so much. For all time. Thank you for all your support. These dudes are awesome artists and friends. Some have come and gone, but they are dear to my heart. Though I don't know them as well, their art inspires and honors what the world tries to erase. The world is a vast and diverse place, and these people keep the sites burned down by malicious governments. Thank you so much for playing. As I promised, this is not the end, merely the beginning. Until next time. So that was the poly route for Lands of Fire. There are other routes to cover. So Bangala, Parole, and When You Endure, each of them have their own routes. So we're not done with Lands of Fire yet. So we got to learn a whole lot about the rights people would do for children to become adults. Like taking your teeth out. So that was a good ending. All the characters, Parole and Kuda Dung. I keep mispronouncing his name, Kuda Bang, instead of Kuba Dung. So anyway, he ends up having a child of his own. So we go from him being a child becoming a man to him having a child of his own become a man. Plus he's a guy now. And before he had low self-esteem for himself, he felt that he was expendable to everyone, and that he wanted to prove himself to others that he is not expendable, that he is of some worth, that he is somebody that just take value in. So by being a god and defeating Marmu and the Sun Woman, he'll forever be known that way as the god that defeated the Sun Woman and Marmu, and his story will be told for generations. So when it comes to that, he has accomplished what he wanted. and he'll spend the rest of eternity as a god fighting the both of them. So Poirot had a son. I didn't think he would have a son, but he did. And that part where he witnessed his son basically getting eaten alive by these monsters or locusts sent by the gods. That was a sad point right there. That's the last thing a parent would want to see. Their child die like that. That must be tough for Poirot. Seeing their child basically die like that. It almost made me cry. So actually, that part where Poirot talks about his son, it almost kind of made me cry. But anyway, so he got to see his friend Ndeko, and his friend forgave him, saying that it was okay that he needed more water because Killabong, he took the water from Ndeko and used it for himself because he was so thirsty. You know, when the drought was happening. But Ndeko understood, and he said that he needed needed more water than what I'm saying. And Ndeko told Killabong that he didn't need the water that he did. So it was okay that he took all the water. So, alright. Alright, so there are 4 routes to do. This was the end of the party route, so we'll pick a route to do next time. We'll do all 4 of them. Thank you all very much for watching. Goodbye.